Hello guys, I am Ashish and you are watching VA Coder, and in this video we are going to cover sentimental analysis using text block. Let me give you the conditions first. In the sentimental analysis you have given a bunch of sentences in a file, and you have to classify that how much positive sentence that file contains, how much negative percentage of that file contains, or just a number of how much sentence and how much neutral sentence. That means that it's neither positive nor negative. Okay, so let's get started. So first things first, you need to install is text block. So if we go to settings and a project interpreter, hit on plus and type in text block. As you can see here, I have already installed it, so it's install packages there. So after installing that, you will see a bunch of packages there that have come along with the text block. So I will hit OK there, and let me go to main.py file, and in here first thing we need to do is import the text block. Of course that we are using text block, so we need a text block and import text block. After that I will define a variable called text block text and give it a text block and give it a sentence. So I am Ashish. Okay, so way the text block work is it gives a polarity of it. Okay, so you can just type text or sentiment. So I will write print text dot sentiment dot polarity, and as you can see here, if this polarity gives us a number which is greater than 0, then it is a positive sentence. If the polarity gives less than 0, then it is a negative sentence. If the polarity is equal to 0, that it's a neutral sentence, that is neither positive nor negative. Okay, so I am Ashish. As you can see here, we are human beings, we can understand it that I am Ashish is not a negative nor a positive sentence. That's a middle sentence that I am telling that it is my name. So we can write it is equal to 0, so that should return a true, and you can see that it has returned a true. So now if I give it a bad, it will return me a false because it's a negative sentence. As you can see here, it is return me a false, which is a negative sentence. Now if I make it something like it's less than 0, which is a less than 0 because it is negative sentence, as you can see here, it has given me true because it's a negative sentence. Now if I type here you are good and run it, as you can see it has given me false, which means that it is not a negative sentence. It is either positive or neutral. So in this case it's positive, so I'm just going to revert the signs, and if I run it, this should return me true right there. Okay, so this is how the text block works. Now what we are going to do is we have to scrape a text file, and we have to just sort of an exercise so that you can implement it in a real world example, such as Facebook. You can scrape all the data of Facebook, such as comments, and you can just make that what this post contain a negative or a positive sentence, and based on that you can make a recommendation system so that this video is good for you, this video is bad for you, depending on the comments. Okay, so this is a case which you can work on. So now what I'm going to do is create a dummy text file. So let me create a new file and name it as texts.txt, and in here I will write 3 to 5 sentences. So you are good, you are let's say bad, and you, okay, I have I've written you are Ashish. Okay, so I have written 3 sentences. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove this because I know that you have already understood how the text block works. Now what I'm going to do, if I'm gonna say that a is equal to, I want to open, what I want to open is text.txt. Now I will name it as a read mode because I need it in a read mode, because I am only scraping the data, I am not changing the file and all that stuff. So now to get the percentage of the data, I have to write count of the data. So means that positive, so at the first iteration of a for loop, because it's a sentence like that, our positive is equal to 0, negative equals to 0, and our count, okay, nor positive nor negative, so pgn not positive png is equal to 0. And what we are going to do is, if we found a positive set, we will increment that by 1, and how much rows that the file has, we will divide it by that and multiply it by 100. Okay, so that's a basic multiplication you can do. So I will write a variable called count equals to 0. Now what I'm going to do is, for I in a dot read, I'm going to read the file, and I'm going to split it not on the characters, I'm going to split it in the lines, new lines. So whenever there is a new line, there it will iterate over that. Okay, so it will iterate you are good, you are bad, and you are Ashish. Okay, now the next thing is, we have to get a polarity of that. So rather than writing a bunch of code here, I will get a pass there, and I will write a polarity code up here. So this will return me the polarity of our codes. Now what I'm going to do is, I will write a function, write def return, and I will return the polarity of that function. So I will write a text, and then text is equal to text blob, and I will pass the text parameter there. And if text dot sentiment dot polarity is greater than 0, which means that is a positive sentence, so I will return 0. Okay, and you can modify it, you want to return positive, negative, and all that stuff, but to keep things simple, I will return a number. So if text to sentiment polarity is greater than 0, if it's less than 0, then it should be a negative sentence, so I will write here 1, else I will return 2. Okay, which means that it's neither so if these sentences do not satisfy, then this would be the last case, which means that this is the nor positive nor negative, which means a neutral sentence. As you can see this example, these are the conditions. Now in this file, what I'm going to write is, I want to pass, and so we will write pol is equal to return polarity, and in polarity we are going to get this, and it will return some number based on this iteration. Now in here I will write if polarity is equal to 0, which means the positive sentence, I will increment the positive equals to +1, and I have already defined some variables up there. Now elif if polarity is equal to 1, which means that negative sentence should be incremented by 1, else if these two sentences don't match, which means that we will get a negative neutral sentence. Okay, so now in here I will png, means not positive nor negative, I will increment that by 1, and at the around and the end of each iteration I will improve the count by 1. Now I will print f string, and I will write here positive, and I will make this, and pose divided by the count multiplied by the 100. Okay, and I will just copy this and paste it here, name this negative, name this one as neutral. And in here I will write here negative, and in this one I will, what was that, png. Okay, png, and if I run the program, and if it has any bugs, we will fix it. So let's see, and it has given me an accurate prediction that it's 33%, because as you can see that there is 33 because there are 3 statement, good, bad, and it has written name. So if I increment to you are good again, let's see it, and if I run the program again, as you can see that we have positive, negative, and neutral sentences as 25, 25, 50, because we have 2 sentences which are positive. Okay, so if I write here you are bad again, its percentage should change. As you can see here, we have 40% of negative sentence, 40% of positive sentence, and a neutral of 20%. So this was a tutorial of sentimental analysis which with a implementation of in real world example. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, like, subscribe, share if you find this video helpful. Till then, stay tuned with me.